Hi guys, it's Megan here with Megabucksavingz. Today I'm going to share with you guys a refresh in my basement stairway on a budget. I'm not completely finished with it yet, but it is getting pretty much close and just having little touch-up places to do in the stairway, like painting the ceiling and getting some pieces up on the wall. Come along with me as I get this project done. In part 2 of my basement remodel, I mentioned that I was going to refresh my basement stairway, and this is what I'm doing in this video. And I took off my stairway handrail, and it was just like a really old school 60s 70s rail, and I used this easy off that I had in my kitchen when I bought the house. And so now that there's this like new thing with the easy off, I thought I would try it, and it really was just purposeful for taking off like that glossy kind of finish so I could restain it or gel stain it or what have you and kind of start from scratch. So this was just really getting the greasy, grimy gopher guts off of the stair handrail, and I think it worked really well. And it was like halfway gone anyway, but it really worked out well. And you'll see here that on the very end of the left side here, you could see it already had taken off all of that glossy stuff, and then of course underneath that spray you kind of see more of the glossy on the right side. And so I just went around the whole entire rail, got that all cleaned up, and sanded it down a little bit just to kind of give it a good like fresh clean start. Gave it a little light hand washing, let it dry, and then I started gel staining it here. And don't mind the mess on my back patio. It was super windy and stormy, and I was also trying to get my garden started. And then I cut down some bushes as well, so we need to burn down all of those trimmings and stuff. But I just am using the same gel stain that I used for the beams in my basement, and I will link both basement remodel 2 on the link below, and then I will put the beam video on the link below in the comments below, or like the description part below, and so you can watch that video if you would like. And so I did end up putting 2 coats of the gel stain on. You can pick out whatever gel stain if you're wanting to redo your stair handrail. This is kind of a renter friendly video as well. Now I don't know if a landlord would want you redoing a stairway handrail, but you know, you can always ask. And my suggestion is, if you're in a rental, to not uplift or redo anything in the home, just because that's upping the value some way, shape, or form. But of course, you know, painting or anything like that, it's just totally up to you and your landlord. So but the other things in here are really great renter suggestions to kind of upscale your basement stairway or your stairway upstairs or what have you. But at any rate, I bought some lights for the basement stairway because I didn't want to do any electrical work on the stairway, but I wanted some sort of lighting, and I thought this was a great way to inexpensively light up the stairway. So these 3 things I got here, it came in a pack of 3. I got it from TJ Maxx. You can look at Marshalls, you can look at Amazon or what have you. They're fairly the same price. It's usually $5 for each one of these. So you can usually get it for, you know, 3-pack for $15 or 4-pack for $20 or what have you. But I used Dollar Tree AAA batteries in this, and you will see later why I switched these out and put like Energizer ones in there. But it was really easy to just put in the batteries, flip it back on, and then you just put like the peel and stick on when you're ready to place it onto your stairway or underneath your sink or in a closet or what have you. But this is just a really great way to light up an area that is fairly dark and to get access to something fairly easily with a remote versus having to find the switch. One thing I do recommend if you are going to do something like this for your area, whatever it may be, is to wipe the area clean. I didn't show that beforehand, but I am going back and just kind of wiping down with my hand and just scrubbing it down a little bit again before I go ahead and stick the sticky part on and before I put it on the wall, just so I know it's sticking, it's going to stick. Also, I am not a perfectionist, so if you are, it would be best to measure out how you're going to place these on each of those stairs, so that way if you feel like it would be better for you to visually see something exactly perfected down a stairway or underneath, you know, cabinets or anything like that, if you feel like you would want to do something like that, just use a measuring tape and it's fairly simple to just measure it out and make it seem very streamlined. But I'm not a perfectionist, so that's just my way of doing things. As you will see here, I started noticing that as I was turning the lighting on and testing it, I just kept kind of looking at it and it just kind of looked off, and so I realized that this is when I realized that the Dollar Tree batteries weren't going to be working in these. So if you are going to do something like this, do not buy Dollar Tree or cheap batteries. Use like the Energy or Energizer or Duracell or a higher end brand battery, so you have more success with these lasting and working properly. So this is really cool, and I'm just kind of testing out how it lights up after it's all put together. And you can set this on like a 30-minute timer, which is really cool because if your kiddos or, you know, if you're doing like a movie night or something like that, you can kind of set it for a 30-minute timer when the movie's over or what have you. So if people are going up and down the stairs, getting, you know, stuff done from the movie or getting ready for the movie, it kind of, you can kind of set it up to just not waste the battery and just set it for a 30-minute timer before and after a movie or for whatever you're trying to, you know, use this for. But I thought it turned out really nice. I fixed the batteries here, so you just kind of see how it's all evenly lit up now. And I really like it. It's just a really inexpensive, cheap way to light up your area and make it look pretty, not high end, but pretty, I guess, nice to have something for your basement stairway and make it kind of look more refreshed. But I do have this old lighting here when I bought the house, and it was like outdoor lighting, and I had on the right here bought this thing from Goodwill, and on the left I bought that lighting. It was the last thing at Menards that they had that I really liked, and I went ahead and spray painted the fixture and did 2 coats of the paint on the fixture so that way it would stay on. And I did the wiring all by myself and just put this up. And one thing I do suggest is making sure you do properly. If you don't feel confident, hire an electrician. But now we're at this point where we're going to be putting up the handrail in the basement stairway. and I just wanted to make sure that I found a stud because there was only one part of the screw, like the screw pieces that go underneath the stair, the handrail, and so I just wanted to make sure to find a stud, and unfortunately there's only 2 studs in this wall, one at the very bottom and then one at the very top. So I just wanted to use the stud and not do anything fancy without the studs. So I just measured from the top, or from the bottom of this rail, like this little wood piece that's going along the stairway down into the basement. I just measured along that. I measured, I think, like 26 or 27 inches from that up to the wall, and so that way each of those sections, those 3 sections, were evenly off that little rail off the stairs, the little wooden, I don't even know what to call that, it's like a trim, I guess. Sorry, I'm lost for words. But I had my daughter help me get the rail up onto the little notches there, and then I just screwed it all together. It was really fairly easy, so if you're taking off something, either take a picture of it or figure out how you took it off so you can make sure to put it on the way you took it off. But it's a really easy project to do, so fairly explanatory. I'm not a perfectionist, I'm not a professional, I'm just here to hopefully inspire and encourage you that if you're wanting to do some upscale refresh or do-it-yourself kind of projects, that you can simply do stuff like this on a budget and get it done fairly easily and fast. And so I did end up painting the little notches that are underneath there black, so because I have some little black accents in the stairway. But here is the way it looks before, as I had shown in video 2, and now here's what we have going on now. And I just bought some fixtures from the Goodwill. I restained the handrail, and I also put the lighting in, not only up there on the top, but I did do the push lights as well. And I'm just showing you different ways the lighting can go on with both the lights on and with one or the other on or off, and just to kind of show you what it looks like and how, you know, to brighten it up or dim it down and make it more moody. But I found, you know, again, both of these picture frames at the Goodwill, and it really was just kind of the look that I was going for the stairway, and even for the basement stuff that I have going on that I'm going to be doing in the living room area in the basement. But here's how like the handrail turned out with the gel stain. And then I did have this, all of this stuff on hand, exception of the hooks that I put on this little driftwood piece. And I am going to buy 2 more of the little hooks there, but I thought it turned out super cute. And yeah, it just kind of added a little texture to the area, and thought it was a great way to use the space in such a small area. And then I just had this little sign on hand that I'll use for now. I might change it up a little bit, and then I want to be able to add a piece maybe right here next to it. I'm not really sure yet. I did used to have just kind of a little bookshelf there, and then I also want to add something here up on this wall here. There was some hooks to hang up like stuff on the walls there before, but it was just too crowded with the area going in and out of the house. But I am so happy with how this is turning out. I do still have, you know, some things to get done, but it's super cute. What do you guys think? Alright guys, that completes my video, and if you guys want to watch more of these type of videos, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you are new. And if you're returning, thanks for continuing along this journey with me. And I would like to see you guys come back for more. And I greatly appreciate you being here today with me. Thanks. Bye.